what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to achieve this rainbow look using the James Charles X Morphe palette. So if you would like to see how I achieve this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so first things first, we need to prime. As always, I'm going to be using my P.Louise base. This is in the shade 01. Going to be putting a little bit on my eye and then blending it out using tapping motions. Using my ring finger to blend it all out. Okay, before we get started, something I want to mention is I would highly recommend having one of these by your side today. This is the Color Switch Mini from Vera Mona. You use it to clean off your brushes so that you can switch colors a lot easier. This is going to be very useful today because we're going to be using the same brush for a lot of the different shades. If you don't have this, I would recommend using a reusable makeup towel, not so much a wipe because that could cause your brushes to become wet. I would recommend having something that is going to allow you to change colors easily. With that being said, let's hop into the tutorial. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started with the tutorial. Today's video is going to be much longer than previous videos because we are going to be doing a tutorial on two separate eyes. Usually when I'm giving the tutorial for you guys, I do one eye off camera, but today, since it's two different looks on each eye, it is going to take a little bit longer, but trust me, it will be worth it in the end. Alrighty, as you guys probably know, you're going to be using the James Charles X Morphe palette. I highly recommend this palette. It has like every color you could ever want. Honestly, everybody should have this in their collection because you can create millions of looks with it. And the quality, amazing. 10 out of 10, would recommend. We are going to be starting on the left eye for today. That's just a personal choice. You feel free to do it however you would like to do it. We are first going to be taking an M433 brush because we're going to pack shadow on the lid and then slowly blend it up. I'm going to be first taking the shade You're Kidding, tapping off excess, and I'm going to be placing it right in the outer portion of the eye, just stamping on that pigment. Not going in any further than that because we want to cut our eye into thirds since we're doing 3 colors. As always, you can always go back in with more color. It's hard to take color away. I know it looks crazy. You gotta trust the process. Now I'm going to be using an M330 brush. It is just a fluffy brush. I'm going to be dipping into You're Kidding again, very lightly, tapping off any excess, and then I'm going to start blending out the outer edge and just bringing it closer to the brow bone. I'm going to go back in with the M433 brush, apply more down on the lid just so it's really vibrant, dipping in again with the 330 brush and blending it up closer to the brow bone. Now you're going to want to clean off your brushes because we're going to be using these two brushes for the majority of the video. It is now time for the orange. I am going to be dipping into the shade Code James with the same M433 brush. It's a bit of a deeper orange, so we're going to be taking Code James and placing it straight on the lid using stamping motions just like we did with You're Kidding. And then again, taking the M330 brush and dipping into Code James and blending out the outer edge all the way up to the brow bone. Something you will notice with this look is a lot of times when you are blending, the colors start to diminish. So it does take a lot of patience, but if you just keep reapplying the colors and blending them, it will all work itself out in the end, I promise. Now that we have these two shades on our eye, I'm going to be telling you guys how to blend these two shades together. What you want to do is you want to clean off your brush. This is the M433 brush, so this is the stiff brush. And you want to go on the lid where you had those two colors and you just want to stamp together in the middle, kind of moving back and forth slightly, left to right. And slowly you will see that your colors just start to blend together seamlessly. And then same thing for the lighter portion of the shadows. We're going to clean off our brush, the 330 brush, and then go over where the top colors are, swipe left and right over where those two shades meet. And like before, you'll see they just blend together very nicely. Already I can see that shade You're Kidding has diminished a little bit, so I'm going to go back in with the 433 brush and stamp some more color on there. Going back in with the 330 brush, taking your kidding and blending out the outer edge. Alrighty, now it is time to use the yellow shade. Once again, clean off our brush. And for the yellow shade, I'm going to be using shade B, and the palette is a vibrant yellow. We are going to be applying a white shimmer shade on the lid a little later in the video. So for this shade, we do not want to put any yellow on the lid because then it will make the white shimmer come off as yellow when we want it to be white. You're going to find your crease, this top portion right here, and you're going to stamp on the color. Not going down, just keeping it in this portion right here. Alrighty, so now as you can see, our colors are there, the skeleton is there. So now I'm just going to go in and keep reapplying products so that the colors are as vibrant as I would like them to be. Just like before, to blend the shades together, you just want to very slightly go over where they meet, using back and forth motions, and they will just start to blend together very nicely. Alrighty, that is the first eye all done. We're going to go back and do the lower lash line in a little bit, but we are now ready to move on to the green, blue, and purple side. Alright, we are ready to start. I'm going to add in a little disclaimer. This side is going to be a little bit harder to blend because the colors are darker, but don't get frustrated. We just gotta take a deep breath. It will all come together in the end. So, using the same two brushes, we are now going to be dipping into the shade Single. Very relatable. Okay, so same as before, like we did with the shade You're Kidding, we're going to be placing it in the very outer portion of the eye, just using stamping motions. Now that we've got that circular shape going on, we're going to go back in with our fluffy brush and dip into Single, and going on the very outer edge just like we did before, blending it up towards the brow bone. We are now ready to move on to the blue shade. So of course, clean off your brushes. And for our blue shade, we are going to be using shade Playground. Just like before, taking our stiff brush. Whoa, she is coated. We need to tap off that excess. All right. Tapping onto the lid. Then going in with our fluffy brush and blending it up. I am going to go back in and deepen up the purple shade because it has kind of gotten blended away as I was doing the blue. So going back into Single just to deepen it up. Something I do want to add really quickly is that blues are sneaky shades. They may look like they're cleaned off your brush, but trust me, they are not. So you really want to make sure you are cleaning off your brush very well when you're switching from your blue shade, because I have had that happen so many times where I think my brush is clean and then I go and it's like blue. So trust me here, even if it looks clean, just give it a few more circles in your brush cleaner because she's sneaky. Alrighty, we are ready for our next shade, which is going to be green. So for the green shade, we are going to be using shade Social Blade, which is funny because for a time period, James's Social Blade was not green. No tea though, because his palette's still great. Just like we did with B on this eye, you don't want to put too much on the lid. If you can help it, don't put any at all because we're going to be putting our white shade there later. Dipping in with our stiff brush into Social Blade. And then taking our fluffy brush just to blend out the very top portion. Alright, now that the shape is there, I'm going to be going back and blending all the shades together and adding more pigment so that they are as vibrant as I would like, just like I did on this eye.
Alrighty, I am done blending these shades and adding up the pigment, so now we are going to move on to the white shimmer shade. Alrighty, first I would like to apologize for doing what I am about to do, because I know as a viewer it is quite frustrating, but I have to do it for this look. I'm going to be switching palettes. It is one of my biggest pet peeves as a viewer, so I genuinely apologize, but James' palette does not have a shimmery white shade. I have a list right here of all the palettes that have a white shimmer shade. Hopefully you have one of them. If not, you can use a highlighter, or you can even use the white in James's palette. It just won't be shiny. I am going to be using the BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection Rosé palette. I'm going to be grabbing a M167 brush. I'm going to be dipping into that glittery white shade up in the corner, and I'm going to be applying that all over the lid on both sides. Basically where you see any skin that doesn't have a shadow on it, we're going to start by placing it there. Alrighty, so the top portion of the eye is all done. We need to start working on the lower lash line. Oh, to do the lower lash line, I'm going to be using an M506 brush. It's a very small, fluffy brush. I'm going to be repeating the same colors that are on top on the lower lash line. I'm going to start off with this eye, the shade You're Kidding, and then apply it on the lower lash line. And you want to stop on your lower lash line right where the red stops. So if you can see, probably about like right there is where the red stops. So I'm only bringing it over that far. Alright, now it is time for orange, which is shade Code James. And lastly, shade B. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on this eye using shades Single, Playground, and Social Blade. Alrighty, you guys, those are both eyes all complete. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some lashes off camera, and I will be right back with the completed look. Alrighty, you guys, lashes are on, and I also went ahead and put some of that white shimmer shade in the inner corner just to make them pop a little bit more, and here is the completed look. Alrighty, you guys, that concludes today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, go ahead and leave a like down below and subscribe. It would seriously mean so much to me. As always, let me know down in those comments what type of content you would like to see from me in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!